floater and the regular Corky in terms of like how you work it? Like, can you just go over that real quick so I can, you know?
I mean, there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, I think that right now when they're slow, I might be able to get them like this, really fast. That base, and that fish isn't eating, but it pisses it off. You know what I'm saying? I think I can also get a bite out of it, working it real slow, keeping it in that fish's face longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some baits, really all baits.
Yeah.
There is not one way to work them.
Yeah, I know.
There's not one way to work a topwater. There's not one way to work a worm. There's
Yeah.
not one way to work a Corky. The deal is when you get a bite, to remember
What you did?
what you were doing.
Yeah.
And then start repeating it and repeating it and repeating it.
Yeah, I'm mainly saying, like, you know, the difference between a floater and a regular Corky is that, you know, the floater you can work it just like a topwater, right, on top.
Right, but it also sinks. Sometimes I catch them on the floater. I catch them down 2 foot below, but I can work it so slow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm keeping it in that real lethargic.
And that's what that floater does, huh? It hovers in that zone a lot longer.
It keeps it in the zone longer.
Yeah.
Where when that fat boy, if I try to work it that slow, I get hung in the shell.
Oh,
You see what
okay,
I'm saying?
okay.
It gets down there.
Okay.
See how I've got a floater
Yeah.
on right there. I just got the shell.
That's what I was trying to ask. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But what I'm telling you is, don't get hooked up on this is the way to fish
Right.
that bait.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's
So many different ways.
I tell people, and it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And I used to do it more, but I don't do it as much. But when I was really learning Corkies, I would hum a song. Maybe a rock song.
Yeah.
Maybe something real slow, you know what I'm saying? And then that way, when I got a bite, I could remember the rhythm that I was on. That sounds gay. I know,
Yeah. It worked.
That's the way you gotta remember what you did to get the bite.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
I got
And
you.
You gotta repeat it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with getting a bite here on this mud and shell. Okay, I got a bite here. Okay, guess what? I know 4 more spots that are exactly like this. Let's repeat it and go there and get a bite.
And so with that floater, like on a time like right now where you got, you know, that wind is pushing that bait up against, you know, up against the shell, it's one of those things where you can get a reaction strike, right?
Hell yeah.
I mean, they're not really feeding right now, and you can
Well, that fish that's laying up there waiting for this wind-driven bait, she is eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's why she's laying up there. She knows that an easy meal will come to her right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of like the story of the old bull and the young bull. You know, the young bull says, man, they see all them cows down there, let's run down there and get some pussy. You know what I'm saying? But that old bull says, man, let's walk over there and we'll fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, that big fish has figured out how to eat easy. That's how come she's big. If she has to chase that bait around and she can't figure it out, then guess what? She's a long, skinny fish if she gets old. She's not that big. That big fat fish, it's long and big, she's figured out how to stay not caught. Stays in clumpy mud and shell, hard to get to.
Yeah.
And she's figured out how to eat easy. That's the only reason why she's so big. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the game.